Turning and turning the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart, the centre cannot hold, mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The blood-dimmed tide is loosed, the ceremony of innocence is drowned. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. They're pretty dark words and intense words from W.B. Yeats, from his historically famous poem. But in many ways they do kind of symbolise and summarise much of the feeling and the struggle and the uncertainty that we are all going through as we approach another Christmas. It's been another year of uncertainty. It's been another year for many, for anxiety, for loss, and for just the continuing volatility and struggles and suffering that seem to come in everyday life, both for us as individuals, but also for us collectively as societies. Later on in that same poem, Yeats writes the famous phrase, slouching towards Bethlehem. And when we come to another Christmas, for many of us, we might be so emotionally, physically, mentally, circumstantially drained that it feels like we're just slouching towards another Christmas. How do we overcome this feeling? This sense of despair and uncertainty, how do we overcome that this Christmas? Well, the answer may well come from one of the most forgotten characters, but one of the most important characters in the original Christmas story. Before Jesus is born, Mary and Joseph go and seek accommodation at an inn. And the innkeeper says, unfortunately, the inn is full. There is no room at the inn. There is no room at the inn. Now, metaphorically, this speaks volumes for what is before every single one of us this Christmas. Because not just every Christmas, but every day, God himself is reaching out to each of us. He came into the world that first Christmas as a person in order to relate to you and I. But again and again, all too often, we say to him, there is no room for you in the inn. There is no room for you in my life. When that innkeeper said there was no room at the inn, he was focused on his circumstances, on the physical capacity of his inn. He was too wrapped up in his own stresses and struggles of the day and of the season that he was going through. What about you? This Christmas, as we enjoy the good things there are to enjoy, but as we sometimes also feel like we are slouching and struggling into a Christmas season and beyond, is there room for Jesus in your life? Yes, there is always a sense of uncertainty and instability, but in and through the person of Jesus Christ, there is also always the opportunity for joy and cheer and renewal. Jesus says, in this world you will have problems, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. Let's not make the same mistake that innkeeper made this Christmas. Let's remember that there is always room and always a need for Jesus Christ in our inn and in our hearts. Have a blessed and hope and joy-filled Christmas.